Mr. Speaker, 1909, the NAACP established an interracial activist group. The NAACP founding members include white progressive, including social workers, journalists, labor enforcers, intellectuals, and others. From the time of True Rainbow Coalition, including Mary White Overton, Henry Moffuswitz, William English Walling, and Oswald Garrison Villard, along with such African Americans as W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, Archibald Grimmick, and Mary Church Terrell. In its charter, the NAACP promised to champion equal rights and eliminate racial prejudice, and to advance in the interests of colored citizens in regarding to voting rights, legal justice, and educational and employment opportunities. The NAACP played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s. One of the organization's key victories was the U.S. Supreme Court's 1954 decision in Brown versus Board of Education that outlawed segregation in public schools. Pioneering civil rights attorney Thurgood Marshall, the head of the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund, LDF, successfully argued the case before the courts. Marshall, who founded the LDF in 1940, won a number of other important civil rights cases involving issues such as voting rights and discrimination in housing practices in 1967. He became the first Black Supreme Court justice. The NAACP also helped organize in 1963 March on Washington, one of the biggest civil rights rallies in the U.S. history, and had a hand in running 1964 Mississippi's Freedom Summer, and inactive registered Black Mississippians to vote. During this era, the NAACP also successfully lobbied for the passage of landmark legislation, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964, prohibiting the discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, barring racial discrimination in voting. The organization received some criticism from its strategies of working through the judicial system and landmarks to achieve its goal, rather than focusing on more direct methods of protest favored by other national civil rights groups. At the same time, the NAACP members were subjected to harassment and violence. In 1962, Medgar Evers, the first NAACP field secretary in Mississippi, was assassinated outside his home in Jackson by a white supremacist. NAACP Images Award. During the final decades of the 20th century, the NAACP experienced financial difficulties, and some members changed the organization's lack direction. Today, the NAACP is focused on such issues as inequality in jobs, education, health, and criminal justice system, as well as protecting voting rights. The group has pushed forward with the removal of Confederate flags and statues from public property. The group also celebrates for its Images Awards given to those who excel in the arts of media, theater awards for the dramatic arts, and Spigard medals for outstanding work by Black leaders in any field. Past winners have included George Washington Carver, Will Smith, Mary J. Blige, Alex Haley, Jesse Jackson, and Oprah Winfrey. In 2009, the year he became the America's first Black president, Barack Obama spoke at a celebration of the NAACP 100th anniversary. By 2022, the NAACP had more than 2,200 branches and more than 500,000 members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Lady.